Well, it is the new year, and with a new year, we want to be setting some good goals for ourselves for enhancing our music skills and to be able to push through some obstacles, barriers, and anything that would be frustrating to us. So, all of us have things that we need to work on in our skills and in our playing ability, and we need to identify those things so that we can work on them and be able to pass through any kind of obstacles and be able to push forward to be able to increase our success with our music. So I'm going to be going over a proven formula that people use for goal setting. And this works not just for music, but in other areas of your life as well. So you can use this and apply this in other areas. So this is called the SMART goal setting. So number one, for SMART goals, the S stands for a specific goal. So you want to get very specific in what you're wanting to do. For example, I want a clear and realistic goal, such as getting through some material in a specific amount of time, being able to play through a song perfectly 3 times in a row. Those would be some of those goals. Some of the ones that I know that some of my students may be wanting to hit would be getting through a specific book series by a certain amount of time. So they want to go very specific in, I want to be able to complete level 1 book by this date. So they're very specific about it. They may also say that I want to get through my level 1 book and I want to be able to be passed the first time on the song when I come to my next lesson. Or maybe I want to get 90% of those songs passed on the first time through. So you want to make sure that it's very specific. And you also want to consider, what is your reason for that goal? What is the reason that you want to be able to get through that book so quickly? Is it so that you can get on to the next one and get into a bigger challenge? So ask yourself that when you're setting that first part of the goal, which is the specific goal, setting a specific goal. Next in the SMART goals is the M, which stands for measurable. So I want to be able to actually measure my goal. How are you going to measure your progress in getting towards that goal? So that may be some sort of an accountability sheet that you're filling out. It could be that you are going to break it down into smaller segments and then be able to mark off each time that you get through those segments. If you remember in one of my previous videos about good practice techniques, you'll remember that we put some batteries on the side of the keyboard and we were moving batteries every time we were working through a song and every time that we got it correct. So that would be one of those ways of being able to hit some of those measurable goals. And we were using batteries, or you could use pennies or little pieces of plastic chips or whatever you happen to have around you. And you can use that for measuring that progress. One of the things that we have in our binders is an accountability sheet that's built right into it. So when you're practicing, it has all the days of the week on the side that you could check mark through. So maybe one of your goals is to be able to practice 5 days a week during the week. Maybe that's something that you've been struggling on before. So make sure that you have something that is measurable, breaking that big goal into smaller targets that are going to be easier to hit. Remember, you have a big goal at the end, and you want to be able to hit small steps going up to that goal. Next in the SMART goals is the A, which stands for achievable. Can I actually achieve this goal? You may have certain skills right now, and you may have to learn new skills to be able to achieve that goal. And in fact, that is the whole process of this, is trying to increase our skills. So it may require you to learn new things in order to enhance your current skills in order to get better at what you're doing. This goal should also inspire you. It shouldn't be frustrating, but it should be an inspiring challenge. You don't want a goal too small that you really don't try for it. You want to make sure that your goal is big enough that you're really putting forth the effort in order to strive forward and really increase your skills And one of the things you want to do is make sure that you have all tools available to you. If you are trying to learn a specific technique in piano, make sure that you have the books available for that. You might have to purchase things ahead of time in order to get that all together. I had a student today ask me to get a performance book in his series that he's working through so that he'll be able to play through some more difficult songs and some more challenging songs, because that's one of his goals. Next is the R in the SMART goals, and that stands for relevant. Is your goal relevant to what you are currently doing? So if you are working and you are a pianist and you are trying to enhance your skills in a specific area, is that something that you're currently working on in your curriculum with piano right now? Does that fit into that, or is this too far away from what you're doing that it really wouldn't make sense to work on that right now? If you are in primer book right now, working on arpeggios and chord sequences and things like that, probably isn't in your skill set right now. So make sure that it is something that is relevant to what you're currently doing. The last letter in the SMART goals is T, which stands for time bound. So you need to be able to set a time that you want to be able to complete your goal in, a target date for that completion. Using that example again of trying to get through your level 1 books, I want to get through those level 1 books in the next 30 days. So you want to have a time-bound date for that, so that that's something I can actually put on the calendar that I'm striving for. Also keeping in mind that you're going to be breaking that goal down into those smaller targets. So you may want to have certain targets with some other times attached to that as well. So if I have 10 songs left in my book and I'm trying to get that done in the next 30 days, that means I need to be completing one of those songs every 3 days. So I'll have other little micro times that I'm setting to it as well. So you want to provide some of these time constraints so it creates a sense of urgency in our brain that I have to get this done, and it helps us to keep on track with that as well. So I hope that is very beneficial to you. Using a SMART goals worksheet, which I'm going to include with this as well. You can go through that and mark your goal in there. You might even want to set several goals as well that you want to work through during this year. I would set some smaller, shorter term goals that you want to hit, and then maybe some larger goals that you want to be able to hit later on in the year as your skills improve. And I hope this will be a great benefit towards your success with music. And these are things that I have used myself and has really helped me to improve in my own skills as well.